Hello everyone and welcome back to Forever DM. Today I'm gonna do something a little bit different than I normally do with these subclass showcases, because I actually thought of an entire supplement that has 4 subclasses in it, 3 new monsters, some magic item, a new poison, a bunch of different things, all themed around well, there's a theme, but I really don't want to delve too much into it right now because I am still currently working on it. But one of the subclasses that was created out of this is just so good. I'm really proud of it, so I figured why not showcase it to get a little bird in everyone's ear and see if maybe this entire supplement book would be something to go after if this is a good enough of a hit. It is extremely new. I'm not married to any of the ideas that are presented in this, so I would love any feedback that you can give if you think it might be a little too underpowered or a little overpowered or maybe both in different areas. With that preface out of the way, we'll go straight into the new Warlock subclass I've created, the Patron of the Carnivorous plant. So at first level, just like all Warlocks get, is an expanded spell list. So the following spells are 2 at a time, from first to fifth level respectively. First we get Entangle and Goodberry. Um, very plant-like. Well, you'll see the theme with the carnivorous plant patron as the spell list goes along. So Entangle and Goodberry. The second level spells are Bark Skin and Spike Growth. Third level spells are Daylight and Plant Growth. Fourth level spells, we've got Blight and Grasping Vine. And finally, for the 2 fifth level spells, Tree Stride and Wrath of Nature. Now, you will find out that there is one thing tying all of these things together. They all exclusively appear on the Druid spell list. It was just by coincidence, but it made sense that this is a very nature-based warlock. A lot of the Druid spells are going to be on here. Also, at first level is where we get our core ability, what helps define a warlock with the Carnivorous Plant Patron. If you are familiar with Tasha's Cauldron of Everything and recognize the Fathomless, a lot of the wording for this first ability is going to sound like that Phantom Tentacle that they get at first level. So starting at first level, you have an ability called Blooming Flower. Actually, I think I might just change that to the word bloom because you'll find out why. You gain the ability to call forth a plant and use it to influence the world around you in a variety of ways. As a bonus action, you can magically summon the plant to a point you can see within 60 feet of you. It counts as neither a creature nor an object, though it has the appearance of the plant that it represents. As a bonus action, you can cause an additional plant of the same type to sprout up to 60 feet to a point you can see. This causes the first plant to wither and die. Basically, it's just like the tentacle, but instead of moving at 60 feet, I was trying to visualize if you summon a plant up from the ground, moving at 60 feet, like it has to like rip through the earth to travel over there. It just didn't make sense. But causing a new one to sprout in wherever location you want it, so it does the same thing, just in a more thematic way. Anyways, the plant persists for 1 minute, and you can summon the plant a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So what are the options? Well, the effect of the plant depends on the type of plant you summon from the options below, and there are 3 choices. So we have a sunflower. The sunflower grants you and your allies healing. Once per round, as an action, a friendly creature can pluck a seed from the sunflower and eat it to regain 1d8 hit points. A plucked seed loses its magic if it's not consumed in the round it is plucked. So this makes it so not everyone uses their turn to pluck from the sunflower and immediately get 1d8 hit points. But it does have amazing out of combat potential because that means you can heal 10d8 hit points. It is possible, but you lose a cast of this spell. So if you need it, it's there. So secondly, we have a really fun one. I really liked designing this one. It was a lot of fun. So the second plant option is a cactus. So the cactus creates an obstruction in the ground. The cactus is a 5-foot cubed plant that is impassable terrain. It has an AC of equal to 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier. And it has hit points equal to 5 times your warlock level. All right. And the fun part about not only just creating an obstruction with the cactus is you threaten creatures within reach as if you were in the cactus's square. And you can make opportunity attacks using the cactus. It uses your dexterity modifier for attack and damage rolls, and its attack deals 1d8 piercing damage on a hit. So you got this little cactus that's sitting there, and you can provoke opportunity attacks, so it's a nice deterrent to kind of maneuver the battlefield and still smack out some damage. But only based on your reaction. So you can't use it that often, but it's battlefield control. And then finally, we have vines. The vines create an entangled space. The vines allow you to cast Thorn Whip as a bonus action without material or somatic components. But it deals no damage, and on a hit, it can pull a large or smaller creature up to 10 feet closer to the vine square. So if you're familiar with Thorn Whip, it's a cantrip that is supposed to deal 1d6 piercing damage when you hit with it, and you can also pull the creature that you hit with it up to 10 feet closer to you. So when you summon the vines, not only do you create difficult terrain for that 5-foot cube, but you can also cast Thorn Whip from it and pull something closer to the vines. Again, even better battlefield control, but you get no healing, no damage. So there's 3 options for 3 very different scenarios for you to choose from. But remember, you can only summon 1 plant at a time, and you can only use it for a minute, and it takes off one of your casts. So you get that versatility, but also you get to feel like really cool for that minute. So at 6th level, we get the ability Photosynthesis. Your patron alters your anatomy so that you can heal yourself more easily. And the way you do that is whenever a spell by you or someone else that uses a spell slot to restore hit points to you, you can use a reaction to have that spell heal you for an additional amount equal to your charisma modifier, right? So if someone heals you or you heal yourself with whatever spell, if that spell casts a spell slot, you can use your reaction to give yourself additional hit points equal to your charisma modifier. But even better than that, the bonus is doubled if you are in direct sunlight, right? So you kind of take in that sun and just kind of you take a second. Like the way I think of it is your reaction is to concentrate for a second, just be like, oh yes, and you get healed even more. The next ones are really short because I feel I really got the whole build down at 1st level, which really makes sense because if you look at like the Hexblade, for example, there's a lot of words in the 2 1st level abilities that you get, and just not so much at the higher levels because you really get the theme right at 1st level. So our 10th level ability is called Green Thumb. Whenever you use a bonus action to summon another plant while you already have a plant summoned, you can choose to have the new plant be a different one. So now when you use that 60-foot um, wither and die the first plant to make a second plant grow, you can now switch between the sunflower, the cactus, and the vines, respectively. In addition, just like any creature that is listed as a plant, all the plants in the Monsters Manual have immunity to the blind and deafened conditions. So, since you are adopting that plant persona, not completely, but enough, you have advantage on all saving throws made against being blinded or deafened, just because you really don't use your senses as much because you're slowly being plantified, if that's a word. And then finally, the 14th level ability. For those of you out there that really like the Fiend and you get to hurl people through hell and deal amazing amounts of psychic damage once per long rest, well, this is going to feel a little bit redundant, but thematically, it's a lot of fun. So starting at 14th level, when you hit a creature with an attack, you can use this feature to summon a devouring plant to digest the creature. At the end of your next turn, that creature returns to the space it previously occupied, or the nearest unoccupied space, and then that creature takes 8d12 acid damage as it is spit back out from the plant. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. So, anyone who immediately goes, whoa, that's broken, I did the math on this. So, with the Hurl Through Hell ability from the Fiend Patron, it deals 10d10 psychic damage, but only if it's not a demon, right? So not only did I change the psychic damage to acid damage, which is a lot more easily resisted, but probably isn't, it's less rare than the psychic damage. And 8d12 has an average roll of 52 damage, whereas 10d10 has an average roll of 55 damage. So, with that, you on average deal less damage, but there's not that clause of if the creature's not a certain type, then it doesn't take any damage at all. It is still also really good because even if they're completely immune to acid damage, it's the equivalent of a stun because you take something right out of the game for a turn. So there you go. That's my Warlock Carnivorous Plant Patron subclass. There is a really, really big theme behind it. I'm not sure if you got what my inspiration came from. I'll give you a small hint that maybe if I made a Warlock with this patron, the character's name might be, I don't know, Seymour. So if you got the reference, fantastic. Put it in the comments below just to prove, yes, you were right. Well, and also if you have any suggestions or critiques, I am completely open to anything that you might say. It's okay. It's brand new. I'm not married to a certain ideas. Actually, as I was doing this video, I realized I have a few spelling errors that I need to adjust and fix. But the current version that is up right now, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can go ahead and take a look at it and use it in your games if you'd like. And please, 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 please let me know if you want to see this supplement that I'm creating that has, like I mentioned, 4 new subclasses, this being one of them, a bunch of new monsters, magic item, poisons, you name it, it's in there. I really want to do a really big thematic booklet or supplement, like I said. So please give me some feedback if you like, and if you enjoy my content, please always like and subscribe and comment down below with your ideas or requests or suggestions, anything you want. I'm really, really open, and just the Dungeons and Dragons community in general is just such a great community because so many people help out all the time, and I just love that. So I hope you have a fantastic Christmas season and happy holidays. We will see you next time.